Hi, I'm Mickeleh, and I want to thank you for your interest in part one of my rant on YouTube celebrity culture. I think I picked some of the low-hanging fruit on that one. But today I'm going deeper. No, I'm going higher. I'm going to get the higher fruit. Metaphors. One of the fascinating features of the YouTube world is that everybody's name has a number associated with it. We're all ranked. Not just ranked, but sorted into echelons of fame, influence, and power. Francesca Georgiou posted a fascinating video yesterday exploring how this ranking distorts interactions in the community. Some people with low numbers are just dying out there for people with high numbers to notice them. Please, please. And that creates an opening for manipulation and exploitation. It's worth watching. I think Fran explains the dynamic really well. But not everybody with high numbers is on the prowl to take advantage of people with low numbers. As I said previously, with great fame comes great responsibility, and some YouTubers actually take that very seriously. And that's where I'm headed today. But I want to start here with a video I saw last week in Jamie Paul's excellent series, How to Vlog. Do you ever notice Jamie Paul bears an uncanny resemblance to Jamie's face? I think they might be twins. Anyway, Jamie was talking to Tim H., who is a very insightful and thoughtful guy who happens to be both a vlogger talking to his camera and a filmmaker who writes, directs, and acts in sketches. And Tim came very close to saying something that I wish he had said. So I'm going to say it. When you're in a sketch, you're playing a character. You can afford to be brutally honest. But when you're vlogging, you're playing yourself. And you might pull your punches, do a little self-censoring because you might worry about what people will think of you. Now, that's not what Tim said. Might not be anywhere near what he had in mind, but it's what I'm saying. I just wanted to bring Tim and Jamie into this because I love that video. I love that series. And if you're interested in vlogging, I think you should check it out. How to Vlog, Jamie Paul. There's always an actual person making a video, but what we see on the screen is a carefully managed avatar. I want to be a real boy. Looks like a person, but it's a projection, filtered, edited, sometimes even color graded. Oh boy, I'm in trouble now. I'm colorblind. I should never try to do this. Undo. Thanks. Videos aren't people. That's not news to anyone, but somehow we keep forgetting it because they look real. I want to be a real boy. How do we get past the illusion to the real people? Well, how about we imagine them complexly? I have a pair of Imagine Complexly goggles that help me to do that. Whoa. Nice. Wait a minute. These are the Imagine the Audience Naked goggles. I only use them to help with stage fright. The Imagine Complexly goggles. Yeah, that's better. Let me tell you what I see. Even the coolest YouTubers who come across as successful and invulnerable and delicious and very, very good looking might just be carrying some baggage, their own bundles of insecurity, doubt, depression, fears, alongside their wonderfulness. YouTubers are Soylent Green, movie reference. YouTubers are people, like baristas and barristers and people who deliver mail and people who deliver babies. What do you really know about the person who bags your groceries? What do you even know about your doctor? Why should you imagine you know anything significant about the people who make your videos? What, because they drew their life? Because they did that for you? What is a vlog? Well, it's a combination of things. 1, there's a topic. 2, there's a style of presentation. And 3, there's big hair. I mean, there's a presenter. As Kevin Geesey said in a comment yesterday, it's hard to detangle the creator from the creative. But it does seem as though people attach themselves more to the presenter, which can make things very messy, even dangerous. Oh, you look cool. I'd love to hang out with you. Ooh-be-doo. I want to be like you, ooh-ooh. I want to walk like you, talk like you, wear skinny jeans like you, have a drink with you. Can we have a Skype call? On the basis of what? Not to say you can't make friends with people you see on YouTube. Many YouTubers have become friends, close friends, or at least acquaintances. But that only makes it harder on some viewers. They see YouTubers who hang out and appear in each other's videos, and the whole website is high school. All the cool kids get to hang out together, and I'm stuck eating at the nerd table. The genius of the Vlogbrothers was to tell all the kids at the nerd table, you are the cool kids. And they bought it, mainly. I get that people want to be close to YouTubers, but 3 notes of caution. Don't mistake acquaintance for friendship. And don't mistake hello for I love you. In fact, don't mistake I love you for I love you. Be careful. My view is this. When a viewer clicks subscribe, they shouldn't have any expectation beyond getting a series of videos. That's what you're subscribing to, the videos. But time and again, we imagine we're subscribing to the person. As what? Our private jester? Personal troubadour? Tutor? Counselor? Guru? Role model? Friend? Cuddle buddy? I don't think so. All you can subscribe to is the videos, but not everybody looks at it that way. Some people, when they subscribe, imagine they're joining a club, being initiated into a cult, orbiting someone who has prestige, charisma, and wisdom. They're starting on the path to the inner circle. One day, Ben Cook will interview me. Some YouTubers encourage that. They give their viewers a collective name. Would you like to join the Mickelettes? I'm looking for backup singers.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
How about the Mickelistas? We live in the jungle. We can start a revolution against the cult of celebrity. That sense that you're in a club turns out to be a collaborative deception. It has two authors, the viewer and the creator, joining forces to create a fiction. We fall for what we project on the image we see on the screen. I think there are dozens of styles and categories of vlogs. I don't have a complete taxonomy, but to simplify, I can put them in three buckets: entertainment, information, and guidance. Of course, there's overlap, but one usually predominates in a vlog, unless you're John and Hank, who miraculously manage to do all three of them and do them all very well. I think the vloggers who have the hardest time with celebrity are the ones offering guidance. They're the ones I had in mind when I talked about vloggers who take their popularity seriously. They talk about important life issues, and they reach people who are struggling with those issues. And being screamed over at a convention seems like it's coming from another planet. By contrast, if you won your audience mainly by looking cute, the screaming might just be the reward you're looking for. More on screaming next time. Why do fans feel so close to YouTubers? Maybe it's because YouTubers talk to us from their bedroom. If that's the case, I think I know who the original vlogger was. She's not alive anymore, but she was the first and is still the best. The luminous, brilliant Gilda Radner from the original cast of Saturday Night Live. Gilda did a sketch called The Judy Miller Show, where she played a little girl pretending she was hosting a television show in her bedroom. Every time I see a vlogger in the bedroom, I see Judy Miller. We're all pale imitations of Judy Miller. The sketches are online on Yahoo, and I'll link to them in the description. Take a look. Tell me if you don't agree that the holy prophet Gilda Radner didn't invent vlogging in 1977, long before Zay Frank, long before YouTube. Yep, vlogging started in 1977, the same year that Star Wars came out. Until next time, I'm Mickeleh.
Clap your hands, everybody. Just clap your hands.
DVD extras. Here's a little Mickeleh BTS for you. This topic is actually getting away from me. I thought I could wrap it up in one video, then in two. Now I'm going to need three. Here's how it happens. I write a script on a theme. I have too much to say, or I'm just too wordy, and as it gets too long, I break it in half. I figured, now I have two scripts. I'll put a lot of work in polishing the first half, a lot. Imagining all I have to do on the second half is load it into the prompter and record it the next day. Piece of cake. Except when I actually look at the second half, it doesn't have anything like the polish of the first half, so I start working on it, and takes more time than I guessed it would, and then it expands, and part two gets to be too long, so I break part two into two parts. Suddenly, I am possessed by the ghost of Peter Jackson. I have Celebrity Culture 1, An Unexpected Rant, Celebrity Culture 2, The Desolation of Mickeleh, and Celebrity Culture 3, Battle of the Five Vloggers. And let me tell you, that one is worth waiting for. Here's Fran's video on power imbalance. Here's Jamie and Tim on how to vlog. Here's my part 1 and part 3, in which I will face off against the dragon. Bye now.